There are a number of different forces in the swing that you have to pay attention to, or otherwise they'll beat you up dramatically. The physics of the swing are either on your side or they're beating you up. There's no gray. You can't partially choose which forces you're going to use and then say, oh, I'm just going to do this one, because the other ones then will attack it. Rather than getting into a week-long seminar on forces and torques and all of that kind of stuff, the number one force in the swing is rotation. It has the greatest influence on the geometry that you produce, which produces club face control. The number one ingredient in the sequencing of the transition is rotation. There are other ones. There is side bending. There is lateral movement. But the number one, far and away, the most predominant force in the swing is the merry-go-round, the rotation. The number one thing, if you want to get better, that you should focus on is rotation, right? So the femurs rotate, your inside your ankle, it rotates, your hips rotate. The thing you will see predominantly when you watch golfers is you'll see trunk rotation. Here's the trick. Trunk rotation can only do as good a job as the lower body will let it do. So for instance, if I go like this, I can produce rotation, but I can't really produce really good club face alignments, and I can't hit it very far, okay? Even though there's rotation there. So by itself, trunk rotation has a very severe limit to it. So until you add the lower torso rotation to the upper torso rotation, it's hard to have real power. I'm going to try to severely limit my hip turn and try to keep my knees really still. They'll turn a little and just see what you think. Not bad,
I would
right?
take that.
Pretty good.
It's in the fairway, right?
Tell me which one works better. That one or that one?
Well, yeah.
Which one's better?
Victim number 2.
By about 30%, okay? About 30% better. So you might say, what direction? Well, you can rotate like a Ferris wheel. You can rotate that way. It's just not very powerful up and down that way.
That's what I do.
And you can rotate like a pure merry-go-round, but then the distances to the ball will change, because when this is level, it pushes you away from the ball. So things have to be done on certain angles, but not to the extreme, okay? The shoulder turn is not 100% flat, and it's not 100% vertical. It's on an angle. I know gets to be a tiny bit complicated at that point, but it's worth it to understand that, is that your shoulders will turn flatter than the plane that the shaft moves on, right? But again, what's the number one focus? Number one focus is keep your head down, get your face dead still, and hit it with your arms, right?
Perfect.
No, that's not good, is it? I practice tees all over the planet, you'll see, but someone said, keep my head down. And that's what they end up with. Okay? The freedom of the swing and the joy of power really comes when you rotate. How much rotation? Well, someone said I should be facing my target. No, you should be facing as far left of your target as your flexibility will allow. If you've ever watched Rory McIlroy, his shoulders are parallel to his target line in the follow-through, but he's facing over that way. So no, this idea of staying square to your target in the follow-through will kill your rotation. Because in order for me to stop right here, I've got to be really slow through here. And that's not good. It's not a good idea. All you're trying to do is to try to produce as much rotation as you possibly can.